We are live. This is Sunday, March 25th is no 23rd. Look, I'm getting the days mixed up. I am your host, Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from patents, trademarks, copyright, trade secrets. And we got a good one for you guys today. Look, I almost didn't make it. We had to kind of file out of the Pistons game. Shouts out to the Detroit Pistons on a win versus New Orleans Pelicans. Look, I'm kind of upset because they did not play Zion Williamson. I wanted to go see Big Zion kind of get some dunks, but he didn't play for whatever reason. I think they said his back was out, and the Pistons got the win. So, it's kind of bittersweet. We're going to try to finish this up. My Michigan State Spartans play later on at 8:40 NCAA March Madness. So, hey, we don't miss. We're going to try to give you guys some value, give you guys some entertainment with the live here. And then, again, man, I got to go check out my Michigan State Spartans. So we got a great show for you guys today. We got the cardio, the interview of the week. This young cat is killing it. I mean, I'm going to play a little bit of snippet of the video, but this guy, like mid-20s, went from homeless to all of a sudden getting a deal with Shein, who is a partial owner of the Atlanta Falcons. So we're definitely going to go through that. We have Bucees. They at it again. Bucees they made their way to the Ozarks suing a pet shop, amongst other things, for trademark infringement. We're going to pull up that article, and I'm going to kind of give you guys some tidbits on Bucees and how to handle those type of companies, because some of those companies, they quit with the trigger finger. You got to kind of be aware of that as you are kind of thinking of your intellectual property, trademarks, things like that, because you got to understand that, man, when you got a company like Bucees who's quick to the trigger finger, they probably gonna sue you if you get too close to what they have going on. So we're gonna talk about that. Firefly Recovery, the Shark Tank episode of the week, and I'm really pumped for this one because I actually interviewed the owner, Anthony Jestin, about 6 months to a year ago on this channel, and he ultimately ended up on Shark Tank season episode 14 that just came out yesterday or 2 days ago now. So I'm pumped up because typically those interviews will come out or those Shark Tank episodes come out, then I'll interview somebody on the back end. But this is the first time that I interviewed somebody and then they made it to the big leagues in Shark Tank. So I'm excited for that. Sam Bernstein. Hey, if you are in the state of Michigan, you have heard of the Bernstein advantage. Seems like they have sued a New York law firm for trademark infringement. So that's gonna be the IP lawsuit of the week. We are going to break that down. Again, man, please, let's interact in the chat. I want to get you guys in the chat. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Some housekeeping items. Hit the like button in the YouTube algorithm as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. I would love to have you guys a part of the IP community, so please hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. Again, let's kind of interact in the chat. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section or in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them as we're kind of going through these different videos. But again, first and foremost, we're going to the interview of the week. So this just came out. I interviewed this guy about a month and a half ago. I'm kind of backlogged on my interviews. And this young blood, hey, he was living in his car, homeless. All of a sudden, created this product, Cardio, which is a gamified fitness app, killing it. Went on Shark Tank. He's actually kind of did a deal with your boy, your boy Shein, who is one of the guest sharks. And again, Shein, venture capitalist, owns a part of the Atlanta Falcons. So, hey, and we was talking about Shein. He was like, man, hey, that brother cool. So let's get off into this actual interview, just a snippet of it. We're not going to play the whole thing. Let's get off into the interview, and then I kind of give you my thoughts on it. Let's go.
What we're doing, we're turning your outdoor walking and running into a giant team game of turf war. So basically, if you ever use Strava, Garmin, or anything like that, as you're tracking your walking and running, same way you would on those apps, you actually will claim that route for your team. That team can be a company, run club, friend group, whatever it is that you have your group in as. You can create your own custom group. And as you move through an area, you claim that area, almost like capture a flag. Let's say if you had an area that was owned by Dave IP, let's say, then you would own it for that group. And let's say Cardio, my team, were to walk or run through the area after you would have that area stolen by me and my team. And the only way to get it back would be to have your team, whether it be you or somebody on your team, run or walk to that area again.
Well, man, that interview, that's kind of a snippet of that interview, man. This brother, like I said, man, he's killing it. Like I said, going from homeless all of a sudden, doing a deal, getting on Shark Tank, doing a deal with the guest shark, Shein. And again, this is a young brother. He actually talks about the power of creating something when you're younger because you don't have that responsibility. Again, man, I'll be 35 in a couple weeks. I got a kid, I got kind of bills, I got a lot of different things going on. But he talks about in the interview that I did with him, the power of doing something when you're younger is you don't have that level of responsibility or that accountability that you have as you get older and have family and kids and mortgages and things like that. So for everyone who's going to come across this video who's younger, hey man, make sure you are kind of getting to it. He has, I know he has some intellectual property. He has cardio trademark. He has, I think he said some copyrights on the actual software of the app. So he's killing it. And again, this guy, he doesn't know anything about kind of software programming. He's learning all this stuff on the fly. So shouts out to the young brother. I think he's like mid-20s, 23, 24 years old, and he's killing it. So with that being said, let's move on to your boy Barcees. Or Bucees, I should say. Let me pull this up, man. And this is something that, as we kind of go through Barcees, or I should say Bucees, who's suing Barcees, you guys have to kind of be aware of these type of companies. Because again, if you guys have been following my channel for any length of time, you know that over the last 2 or 3 months, Bucees has sued Darcy's, or Duckies, I should say, for trademark infringement. They sued Superfuse, I forget where Superfuse is from, for trademark infringement. And they sued, it was another company, and this is the 4th company that Bucees has sued for trademark infringement for not only his logo, but also the name, for the name Bucees. Now, Barcees, let me know in the comments. Do you guys think, to be honest with you, I don't think that the logos are similar. Bucees, obviously, we know that they have, let me see if they have it in the chat here. This is Bucees logo. I was actually in Bucees in November. This is Bucees logo with the beaver. Let me see if they have, so this particular article doesn't have it. And to be honest with you, I don't think that the logo of Barcees is similar. However, Barcees, Bucees, that name, you're going to get sued all day. And to be honest with you, I think that Bucees has a claim for the term Barcees. I think Barcees is kind of close to Bucees, and the fact that this is one of those things where the gas station, because I didn't realize that Bucees has an actual gas station in the Ozarks in Missouri, and they literally, Barcees, they have a gas station that they just opened up like 17 miles away from Bucees, who's been there for maybe a year or so now. So, man, you got to understand that when you're dealing with companies such as Bucees, they got a quick trigger finger. And if you want to kind of, I know everybody want to kind of try to piggyback on one of these kind of famous or renowned brands, whether it's Nike, whether it's McDonald's, whether it's Bucees. But when you got a company such as Bucees who's shown you that they will sue you, forget all that kind of back and forth, cease and desist letters trying to negotiate, Bucees going to sue you. If this channel has taught you anything, Bucees is going to sue you. This is the 4th lawsuit that I have covered over the last 2 months. So they're going to sue you. They're not playing around. They're probably trying to negotiate, but to the extent that you're not going to stop, cease, desist of the name of the logo, they're going to sue you. So when you're kind of building your trademark, your brands, you got to understand what companies are more likely to sue you than others. And to the extent that you are getting close to a company that's going to sue you, you want to probably think twice before you kind of have a similar name, because you don't want to be wasting money. And sometimes you can't help it. But as you're starting out, I think, like I said, Barcees, they literally just opened like a month or 2 ago. And actually, they have closed since this lawsuit. Now, they claim that they're closed for some renovations, but heck, y'all just opened up. So I would imagine that they have closed temporarily to kind of go through a change of their name and their logo based on this lawsuit. So you definitely want to make sure, man, as you're looking at these different companies that you maybe want to piggyback off of, that company has a history of suing people, you probably want to think twice, because the last thing you want to do is be you don't want to be spending money on lawsuits, especially when you're just opening up. You want to put that money back into the company to help grow the company. So again, like I said, I do want to provide you guys value on this channel, and part of that value is not just kind of going through this stuff and how I laugh and somebody getting sued here, somebody getting sued there, but you guys have to understand, man, there's some companies out there that they don't want to sue you. They will go left. They will bend over backwards to not have to fight you in court. But it's some other companies that, hey, man, you smile at them, you look at them the wrong way, and they gonna sue you. And Bucees is one of those companies. So again, if you're trying to create a gas station, I think this gas station, as you see at the top, look at check out the top of the article here. Bucees filed a lawsuit against a dog hangout. This Barcees again, it's almost a pet store now. They sell food and drinks, and it's a convenient type situation. But they got a theme park for kids. They have pet supplies. So this is kind of doing a little bit more than what Buc-ee's offers. But again, they do have some food and convenience stores similar to Buc-ee's. But the fact that they have a name, Barcees, and it's kind of a convenience store situation, Buc-ee's like, hey, this is too close and we're going to slap y'all with a lawsuit. So you got to be aware of these companies. And the fact that the owner of Barcees said that, hey, we actually use Buc-ee's as an inspiration for our name, for our kind of branding, that does not going to help you out. So you got to kind of be aware of these situations when somebody's going to quick to slap you with a lawsuit. You may want to stay away from them. So that's kind of my spiel on Buc-ee's here. Let's move on to the Shark Tank pitch of the week. Talking about Shein with your boy Destin. Shein is doing another deal, this time with Anthony Justin. So if you guys see here, this dude who's shaking the hand with the blue guy in the suit, the black guy in a blue suit, he actually got a deal with Destin, the guy who the interview just came out for cardio, and he actually got a deal again with Anthony, which I interviewed like 6 months to a year ago on my channel. God dang it, I forgot. I got some Firefly recovery devices. So the company kind of helps you recover, heal, and he has some like portable devices. He actually sent me like 3 or 4 pair. I got a buddy who stays around the corner from me that, man, I gave a pair to him. He plays basketball, and he was coming back, hey, man, because again, they're only good for like a month. They don't last forever, and they're not rechargeable. So you every month essentially you got to kind of buy a new pair, and they cost a pretty penny. They're like $50 a pair. But Anthony, he sent me like 3 or 4 pairs of these things. So I kept 1 pair for myself, and I was handing them out to people. And my man Phil, he called me like a month after because he plays basketball a lot. He called me like a month, like, hey man, you like feeding for these boys. Like, hey man, you got some more of them things. I'm like, what things you talking about? He's like, man, them things that you put on your legs and they help you heal. So these things work well. These things work really well. And kudos to Anthony Justin for getting a deal with Ray. He got 2 sharks. He got Shein and Lori. I think like they gave him $500,000 for like 5%. So they essentially valued the company at what? 500,000, 5%, 20 at $20 million. So this is the big company. I think they have done what, $5.5 million in sales as of 2024. So these guys are killing it. I do want to shout out some other Shark Tank because it was Black Dot, which is a device that makes tattoos. It essentially tattoos you. So again, you don't have to necessarily go to an artist. It's a machine essentially that gives you a tattoo, which I've never seen nothing like that. They have 4 utility patents. I do want to kind of give a shout out to Black Dot because although they didn't get a deal, and I think it's because they were early on, I do think that they're going to be around for a while, especially once they kind of get their stuff in order in terms of the operations and stuff like that. And that video has been killing it. I just put it out less than 24 hours ago, and there's already 3,000 views. So go check it out. Some of the comments on it, and you got to understand technology, especially these days, technology is going crazy. One of the comments was from a tattoo artist, like, man, this is not going to do anything. Why would somebody want to go to have a machine, tattoo you when you can't turn down the pain level and this and that? And I'm like, dude, tattoo artists get paid just like me as an attorney. You sell time for a living. Nobody said that the end user is going to order one of these things for their house and be sitting up in the house tattooing themselves. But a tattoo shop, they could order one of these things, and as opposed to just doing the tattoos themselves, because they're limited about how many tattoos they can do, you can, as a tattoo artist, you can be tattooing somebody, and you can have this machine tattooing somebody, and now you're essentially kind of making more money. And I definitely think this is going to be the case for this. I think you're going to see these tattoo machines in every tattoo shop at some point over the next 5 years. Somebody else talked about cleaning the device, and I had commented like, look, if your only gripe with this machine is cleaning it, then I don't know what to say. But like I said, Black Dot, be on the lookout for that. The world's first automated tattoo, essentially tattoo machine. So be on the lookout for that, because I definitely think that's going to be there. So yeah, kudos to Anthony Justin. I'm gonna hit him up after this and tell him congratulations. Firefly recovery device. Go check it out. Again, whether you're a weekend warrior, professional athlete, high school athlete, this is something that helps you recover. And again, Lord knows I'm getting old and kind of need that recovery. So let's kind of move on here to kind of the next thing. And this is Shein, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm kind of tired of talking about Shein, but Shein just makes it so easy to talk about just because they always doing some shady stuff. So, Coach, typically Shein they're knocking off the small guys, but it seemed like they didn't came up with one of the big dogs, Coach. Now, clearly, Coach seems like more of a kind of a woman's situation, but apparently Shein was selling Coach purses on their website, and Coach hit him with a lawsuit. And so go check out that full video that I did. But again, Shein, man, I don't know, man. Is it worth it? You guys have to let me know in the chat. Does Shein make good products? I've never ordered anything from Shein, but it seems like Shein is obviously making a ton of money. I was actually at Big B Coffee today, which is a coffee shop here in Michigan, and I actually interviewed the owner, Mike McFall, who's the owner and a co-founder of Big B Coffee. And they typically have these trivia questions, and they had like, what is one of the big online retailers in the country? And they had like Shein, Temu, Amazon, and there was another one. And I almost took a picture and posted it like, man, I can't get away from Shein. But again, Shein is kind of knocking off somebody again, and it seems like they got with a big dog, and Coach hit them up. Coach sued them for a trademark infringement, a trade dress infringement for their purses. It seems like they didn't use Coach in a title of their kind of online postings, but they had that C. And for those of you who don't know, Coach has a trademark not only on the term Coach, but also on the actual C that you see on the purses, that you see on the different apparel, slippers, things of that sort. So again, this intellectual property is valuable. People are going to definitely protect it, especially the big dogs. So I'm not sure. Again, this seems like this is part of Shein's. This is kind of what they do as far as just kind of infringing people's copyrights, infringing people's trademark, and they unfortunately ran into a big dog. So I did kind of want to talk about that because, like I said, coaching got with Shein, and this is something to be on the lookout for. Hopefully, Shein doesn't give us a product for a while to kind of go through, but we're going to kind of move on from Shein and talk about your boy George Clinton. Look at, man, I got an old soul. So even though, like I said, I'm turning 35 in a couple weeks, I grew up to the Motown, the blues, and Atomic Dog. Your boy George Clinton, you know that song? It's nothing but the dog in me, dog in me, dog in me. Bow wow wow hippie. Hey, that was the song George Clinton took. What your boy Brandon saying? They must be making some bread up to keep. And that's the thing. So they making bread because I would imagine if you looked at their intellectual property infringement docket in terms of how many companies suing them, they at least have to have at least 10 companies that at any given time is suing them for some type of copyright infringement, trademark infringement. Hey, heck, I'd be surprised at some point a company don't sue them for patent infringement, but they're definitely making some bread on this because they're selling it for cheap. And you got to think, our research and development is a big part of a company that they got to spend on. But if you're just kind of copying, just copying stuff that's out there, then you don't have to go through R&D. You don't have to pay designers and people to kind of create these designs and create these items. And you make a ton of money for little to nothing. And that's essentially part of their business model, at least in my opinion. I can't prove that, but it seems like that's definitely a part of Shein's business model to infringe people's stuff and sue them, maybe settle and kind of do it again or kind of move on to the next person. It appears at least that that's part of their business model. I'm not trying to get sued by Shein, but it seems like that's something that I just kind of baked into what they're doing. I would imagine that they have some type of budget for litigation every year. And I would imagine that budget has to be $5-10 million because they know they're going to get sued, and either they're going to drag it on or they're going to settle out of court and kind of move on to the next person to infringe. So, but this is not how you want to run business, Brandon. So I appreciate that comments because they're definitely, I would imagine that they're definitely making money, but man, you don't want to get into business this way in terms, even if you make it to the big leagues. Again, I don't even think Shein is a U.S. company. So heck, they don't care, particularly if they're from like China, one of these other companies. But I'm telling y'all don't want to get into business this way. This is not how y'all want to make y'all money. Have to be looking over your back left and right, because people are going to sue you, especially if it's a big company. Again, there's a Coach. You're not going to come for Coach. I think Chanel or one of these other big retailers sued them as well recently. And then obviously you had a number of independent creators that have sued them for copyright infringement as well as trademark infringement. Again, you can do it, but this is not how you want to run a business, at least in my opinion. But you guys may differ, man. But kind of moving on to your boy George Clinton. This is an interesting case, and like I said, I did the full breakdown, so definitely go check out that article. But George Clinton is an owner Essentially, his former business partner. First of all, you guys have to. This is a crazy case. And again, I'm not in the music industry, but this guy, his former business partner, if you read the article, it was like 5 different labels that was eating off him. And I would imagine, look, I understand if it's you and then you got maybe one other label or 2 other labels that you tied to. But if you got 6 record companies, let me pull this up. I'm going to go down in this article. I want to show you guys this. Look, in the suit filed Tuesday in the Florida District Court and reviewed by Variety, Clinton claims that Boladian was his partner and Bridgeport was Boladian's record company. So look at Westbound Records, 9 Records, Southfield Music, and Eastbound Records unlawfully continue to profit off his music. If you got 6 record companies that are affiliated with you, somebody is doing something illegal at some point, in my opinion. I can't verify this, but if it's 6 people that got to touch my money, then somebody is doing something illegal. Somebody is kind of scamming, in my opinion. Look, I don't want to be tied to one record company, maybe 2 record companies. If you have Bridgeport, Westbound, 9 Records, South Mill, he has 5 record companies that's affiliated with his music. I don't know. Y'all got to let me know in the chat. Is this normal? Is this typical for a record company? I'm not sure. I'm not in the music business. But it seems to me that if I have 5 people eating off me, somebody getting over on me. Just think about that. You go to work every day. Just think before you get paid, if your bank got paid, if another bank got paid, if another bank to that bank got paid, and if your agent got paid, you're like, hold on, man, what's going on? 5 people need to touch my money before it gets to me. In my opinion, somebody is doing something wrong, and obviously he's suing his former partner for $100 million. So, that's just me. Look, it seems like Brandon is agreeing with me. What Brandon says, it's insane to think about it, but it happens more often than you think. Hey, I get it. That's why I can't be in the music business, because I was reading something about Big U signed Nipsey Hussle to a 10-year deal. 10 years? Man, I don't know. Y'all just kind of got me messed up. But like I said, if I signed to you, former business partner or whatever his name is, but if 5 people, because there's no way that you can kind of keep track of that. And a lot of time artists, they just want to make music. They don't want to kind of get off into the business. And this is actually a great point. I have a actual video that I put up. It's only for members, but it's me going through. I just filed a trademark. I'm coming out with a kid's book teaching copyrights in this case. And it's going to be a number of different books that I'm going to come out. But the first one is copyright. And actually showed you a video live. It's a members only video, so you have to be a member to the channel. But it goes through actually me filing a copyright in real time. And you need to kind of understand this, because to the extent that you don't know what's going on, and I'm not even going to go get it. I got a copyright registration that the U.S. Copyright Office sent me when I filed my trademark. And when you open it up, it shows you who's the owner and when it was filed. You need to be privy to this information if you're trying to protect your copyright or any other intellectual property for that matter. And I would imagine that George Clinton didn't have this paperwork, because if he would have had this paperwork, he would have asked questions way long ago, like, hold on, why the hell is 5 music companies or record companies a part of my what's the name? So you guys need to know that, again, to the extent that you have a copyright or a trademark, you need to have that paperwork. Go check out that members only video, because I literally go through what it takes to file a copyright in real time and how you know who the owners. It gives you the copyright certificate to show who's the owner. And you need to know that, because again, to the extent that there's 5 people that's eating off you or that are owners of this of your copyrighted music or your whatever your copyright is, you need to be asking some questions. It seems like George Clinton, they were protecting the copyright, but they wasn't giving him money off the copyright. So this guy, he was getting taken advantage of left and right. Now he got your boy Ben Crump, and we all know who Ben Crump is, the black attorney who I think he represented George Floyd. He got a ton of money. He's a civil attorney. I'm not sure if he practices criminal law, but if you're trying to sue somebody for money and Ben Crumps get involved, you're probably going to get some money. So it seems like your boy George Clinton is being represented currently by Ben Crump for copyright infringement against his former business partner. So I would imagine that your boy is in good hands, but let this be a learning lesson. It shouldn't get to this where you have to sue somebody for fucking $100 million because they got over on you that bad over the course of decades. mean, again, the good thing about copyrights is it has a long lead time. It's good for the life of you plus 70 years. Just ask Isaac Hayes. Shout out to Isaac Hayes. His dad, Isaac Hayes, I guess it's Isaac Hayes Jr., had a ton of good music. And when he passed away, he left it to his son, Isaac Hayes III, who was eating off his music. And that's how you want to. You're talking about creating generational wealth. So shout out to Isaac Hayes for that. But the good thing about these copyrights is it has a long lead time. And even though when you pass away, it still goes to your kids, your grandkids. So you want to make sure the paperwork is in order. You don't want to wait 20, 30 years. I think George Clinton, he's been dealing with this since the 80s. Kind of working with the business partner. It seems like he's no longer working with the guy, but you don't want to wait till you have to sue somebody for kind of $100 million to get your money because you begin. I'm trying to kind of be nice with my language, but you begin taking advantage of decade after decade after decade, and finally you said, "Hey, I had enough." So again, Brandon, I agree with you. It's insane to think about, but it happens more often than you think. But that's just kind of terrible. The fact that 5 record companies are a part of or is eating off you and your music, and you have to literally sue them for $100 million. Well, hopefully he gets a part of that $100 million. That's definitely going to be a big payday for him and his people. So let's get to the lawsuit of the week. So let me tell you guys about, and to the extent that you're watching this and you are in the state of Michigan, particularly on the east side of the state, Detroit metro area, you know about Sam Bernstein. You didn't see the billboards up and down the highway. You've seen the commercials. This is a commercial on the left-hand corner with him. You got Barry Sanders in it. The guy to the left is his son. I don't know what the son's name is. Then you got, it seems like Barry Sanders. I think this guy to the left of Barry Sanders is Kirk Gibson, which is a former Detroit Tigers player. And I'm not sure the guy to the right, I think he played with the NHL, with the Detroit Red Wings. But again, Sam Bernstein, he has a number of trademarks. I was looking at the trademark catalog. He has a deep catalog, which goes to show you this is just not for kind of business owners in a traditional sense. If you're a business owner, you own a law firm, actually filed for a trademark protection and got trademark protection for my cousin who has a law firm. Don't talk, call your mouthpiece, dealing with criminal cases. And I got a trademark for him. So this stuff is valuable regardless of what your business is. And Sam Bernstein, who's making a ton of money, we're going to pull up the lawsuit and go through it here in a little bit. But he sued a New York company, which is actually a lady from New York who just opened up her law firm last August, sued her for trademark infringement. So let's kind of pull up this and kind of go through the lawsuit because I think it's some good learning lessons in this. Like I said, let me know if you guys have a question or whatnot, man. Go put it in a chat. But let's go through this lawsuit and then we'll finish up here. So this is the Sam Bernstein law firm, which are the plaintiffs. They're suing Better Call Sam, the law office of Samantha McGuire. And Samantha McGuire is the owner of the firm, and I guess our law firm is called Better Call Sam, the law office of Samantha McGuire. Is that Better Call Saul? Was that the name of that show, Better Call Saul? It was a popular show, so let's go through it really quickly. Sam Bernstein Law is one of the leading personal injury law firms in the nation. It has represented over 100,000 clients from around the country who have suffered injuries from automobile incidents, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse. I didn't realize that they did that. And more in litigations in Michigan and other states. The principal way it attracts its clients, and the principal way that clients communicate with the firm is through it's Call Sam trademark and Call Sam phone number, website, and social media channels. Sam Bernstein's law founder, Sam Bernstein. So Sam Bernstein, the law firm, is founded by Sam Bernstein, who I think he's retired now, and he gave it to his kids. Started using Call Sam slogan in 1984. This guy was using this in the 80s to distinguish his law, to distinguish his and his firm's legal services from those of his competitors. In the 40 years since, the Call Sam mark has become well known thanks to the firm's widespread and highly recognizable advertising campaigns, its partnership with professional sports teams, and its extensive community engagement, including through its charitable initiatives. Millions of Americans who have visited Michigan over the last 40 years, including the millions who have attended the University of Michigan and Michigan's other leading universities. Come on, man, you got to put Michigan State in there, dog. Have been exposed to Sam Bernstein's law, Call Sam advertising. To protect the decades of goodwill associated with the Call Sam marks, Sam Bernstein Law owns 2 federally registered trademarks, Call Sam and one agent called Sam, for legal services. Both of those registrations are incontestable. So incontestable, Mark, means that you've owned your trademark for 5 years, 5 straight years, and nobody has, you essentially just own it for 5 straight years. To the extent that you own your mark for 5 straight years, you will submit a form to the United States Patent and Trademark Office for incontestability. And that's important because that means that nobody can never come after your trademark for its validity. That's essentially what that means when a mark has become incontestable, which means, among other things, that they cannot, okay, so I just said that, I should have just read that they cannot be challenged based on being descriptive phrases that instruct potential clients on how they can contact the firm. In addition, the firm uses 1-800-CALL-SAM as its primary phone number, which is accessible nationwide, and uses callsam.com as its primary domain name, which also is accessible nationwide. Sam Bernstein Law also owns the following domain name, which automatically redirects it to callsam.com. I'm not going to go through all those domain names, but again, people don't understand, man. Domain names are a valuable part of intellectual property, which you should. I mean, I have at least 10 domain names that I own. And you can sit on domain names, unlike you trademarks where you have to be using it. You can actually sit on domain names. So it seems like he has a ton of domain names that he owns. Let's move on here. Sam Bernstein Law acknowledges that there are other lawyers named Sam in the United States, and that they are free to encourage their clients to contact them by telephone, email, and otherwise. Just don't use our name. So they even may use the phrase called Sam in descriptive text, as long as they are not using the phrase as a trademark and are using it fairly and descriptively in good faith. But those lawyers are obligated under the law to put some respect on our name, Sam Bernstein's Law trademark rights, not to use Call Sam as a trademark or a slogan. Sam Bernstein saying put some respect on our name. So defendants are not respecting those rights. They have appropriated the Call Sam mark, incorporated it in its entirety in the name of the law firm Better Call Sam, the law office of Samantha McGuire, and in the firm's advertising slogans, Better Call Sam if you're in a jam. I actually like that, Better Call Sam if you're in a jam. And that's interesting. This use, which began in and around, so look at, what I just tell y'all, look at, one of the things that y'all need to understand as I bring it back on myself, we're going to finish up this article. But before you start to kind of use a phrase, you need to, number one, go on a test database, TESS, go to Google, type in test, do a quick trademark search to see if that name or slogan that you're going to use has already been protected. Because number one, if it's not protected, then you should strongly consider protecting it, particularly if you're going to use it. But to the extent that it's protected, just be wary, man, because when people have these trademarks, they will sue you. And the last thing you want to be is, again, she just opened up August of 2024. The last thing you want to do is be spending thousands of dollars in legal fees trying to kind of keep yourself out of a jam. So again, you guys have to be thinking through this, and this is the whole part of this channel. You got to look at this intellectual property differently, whether you have a trademark or intellectual property, or whether you're looking to try to get trademark or use these trademarks or copyrights or patents. You need to kind of do a little bit of a searching ahead of time. And I would imagine if Sam, the New York law firm, if she would have did a quick trademark search, she would have understood that, hey, this name is trademark, and if I use it, I will be sued. So again, if you want to go spend some money, man, feel free to do it, but you definitely probably want to at least do that quick search before you start to use somebody's name. So let's go to here to 7. Despite Sam Bernstein Law Office's efforts to resolve this dispute so it seemed like they kind of try to resolve it amicably, and she wasn't having it, without resorting to litigation. Defendants have not only refused to discontinue their use of infringing trademarks, but also doubled down. She said, screw y'all. Sam McGuire applied to register the trademark. So she not only doubled down to keep using it, she applied for a trademark. Better Call Sam if you're in a jam, you better call Sam. I don't know. To be honest with you, I think this is a toss-up. She may get the Better Call Sam if you're in a jam. She may not get it because of the Call Sam. But, and I don't know, you guys probably should just try to get a trademark attorney involved or an IP attorney, because she may can get this. I understand Call Sam, they're suing them, but if I'm kind of going to be impartial, this Better Call Sam if you're in a jam, you better call Sam. Maybe don't use that you better call Sam, but Better Call Sam if you're in a jam, that may be something that she can trademark. So I have to kind of be on the lookout to see if she can get a trademark on that term. With the United States Patent and Trademark Office, after Sam Bernstein warned her that her uses of Call Sam and Friends Sam Bernstein law right. So you guys have to let me know in the chat. We know that Sam Bernstein, the Michigan law firm, the plaintiff in this case, has a trademark on Call Sam. Do you think if you saw the phrase "better call Sam if you're in a jam," would you think that that's a likelihood of confusion with the trademark of Call Sam's? That's all what this whole trademark infringement is all about. The likelihood of confusion. Would a customer, a potential customer, if they see one phrase or one word or one logo, would they get confused thinking that it's part of another company's slogan or trademark rights? So do you guys think that "better call Sam if you're in a jam" is that close to or confusingly similar to "call Sam"? Let me know in the chat. If it's yes, then it's trademark infringement. If it's no, then it's not trademark infringement. And to be honest with you, I think that's a toss-up. I think that's not as clear as Sam Bernstein is making it seem, but we'll see what the courts come out with. Let's continue on here. As a result, Sam Bernstein Law Office has no choice but to seek an injunctive relief against defendants further infringement of Sam Bernstein. Okay, let's man, we're gonna skip that. Let's go to the background. Get to the juicy stuff. For 3 generations, the Bernstein family has been a source of trusted legal representation. Man, 3 generations, that's crazy. Founded in 1971, Sam Bernstein Law Office. Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. Let's see here. See, I mean, I see what you're talking about, Brandon. I think it's not as clear. I understand. I mean, Sam Bernstein, you got to do what you got to do in terms of suing somebody, but it's not as clear as they're making it seem. They're making it seem like. So I would probably say no, but we'll see what the courts and the USPTO come out with. Let's continue moving on here. Founder in 1971, Sam Bernstein Law is a critical part of his legacy, following in the footsteps of his fathers, a lawyer and a leader in the Detroit community. Sam Bernstein founded the firm. And hold on. So Sam Bernstein, who's retired, it seems like his father was a lawyer. He was a lawyer, and 3 of his kids is lawyers. Talking about having good role models. Since then, Sam Bernstein Law has become one of the most successful personal injury firms in the state. I probably agree with that. Sam Bernstein Law is known nationwide for representing clients who have personal injury claims in Michigan as well as other states. Over the last half century, Sam Bernstein Law has represented over 100,000 clients from across the country, including New York. Among his clients are individuals who have suffered injuries from automobile accidents, medical malpractice, nursing home neglect and abuse, slip and fall accidents, among other personal injuries. Sam Bernstein Law adopted Call Sam mark in 1984. 40 years later, although Sam Bernstein has retired from the firm, 2 of his children continue to lead the firm, and his namesake mark continues to be central to the Sam Bernstein Law brand. His 3rd child, Richard Bernstein, left the law firm a decade ago. Hey, man, just think about that. So your pops was an attorney. You are an attorney. 3 of your children are attorney. And one of those 3 is literally the highest, is a Supreme Court justice, which is the highest court of the land in Michigan, in the state of Michigan. You're talking about a successful family. That's how you wanted to go. That kind of reminds me of, I guess, without the illegal activity of The Godfather, where he wanted Michael Corleone to be like a senator or whatever the case may be. And the one for Sonny before he got killed, he was supposed to be taking over for Pop. So that's how you want to have it, man. Let's continue on here, though. Sam Bernstein Law has consistently used the Call Sam mark to promote and identify his legal services. It spent millions of dollars on advertisements in print media, on radio shows, television broadcasting through ubiquitous billboards. The Call Sam mark is also integral to Sam Bernstein Law provision of legal services as the principal way to communicate to his clients. I've definitely seen a 1-800 Call Sam more than a fair share, as well as the Call Sam mark. For example, billboards with the Call Sam. Okay, check it out. This is the billboard. So this is the pops to the left. This is the 2 kids, 2 of the kids that still practice within the law firm. The middle kid as well as the daughter. Seems like the 3rd one, Richard Bernstein, is a Supreme Court justice, is not part of the law firm at this point. But you would imagine that if you're going to the Supreme Court, and I would imagine that he had to recuse himself. But yeah, he probably would have to recuse himself. He couldn't kind of be dealing with matters associated with Call Sam. But these are 2 examples of the billboard: the Call Sam, the 1-800 Call Sam. They have some trademarks on the Michigan First Family of Law, which again, it goes to show you the power of trademarks. You see it up here. You can see it a little faintly, the R in the circle, but he actually has a trademark on the Michigan's First Family of Law. So Sam Bernstein, the Sam Bernstein law firm, they have a number of trademarks, which I think helps them continue to put themselves out there from a branding standpoint. Sam Bernstein Law is also one of the top broadcaster advertisers in Michigan. The firm spent tens of millions of dollars each year. And that's crazy, dog. Just think about that. How much money are you making if you're spending tens of millions of dollars just in ads? That means you're making a lot of money. I would imagine you have to make at least $100 million. In recent years, these ads have included local sports during Super Bowl broadcasts, notably in 2022 and 2023, Sam Bernstein's Law, as during the highly anticipated event featured Detroit. So they even, I didn't realize that they had Super Bowl commercials. You see your boy Barry Sanders. I think this Kirk Gibson to the left of Barry Sanders. I forget the guy to the right, but I think he played with the Red Wings back in the day. Kirk Gibson played with the Detroit Tigers, and obviously we know Barry Sanders played with the Detroit Pistons. Again, this is two of the kids. 1-800-CALL-SAM, callsam.com. I guess these were two of the Super Bowl ads. These Super Bowl advertisements are part of Sam Bernstein's Law, larger association with Michigan professional sports teams using the Call Sam brand. Sam Bernstein Law is a long-time advertiser. Okay, yeah, we get it. You guys are killers in the advertising space. Let's see if we can go to another of Sam Bernstein's Law charitable initiatives. Okay, whatever. Seems like they obviously a part of the Detroit Lions. Seems like this is seems like a commercial with Fox 2 Detroit. Call Sam Chopper Shop. Okay, they raffling off Harley Davidson motorcycles. That's good stuff. Unsurprisingly, Sam Bernstein's Law Call Sam brand has become a beloved part of Michigan culture. He was in the Detroit Free Press. No, it seems like the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's most experienced personal injury law firm. 50th anniversary. You got 44,000 subscribers. So maybe I need to subscribe, tag them in a YouTube page. Seems like on YouTube they have 44,000 subscribers. So they're big on YouTube. God damn, that video got 13 million views. So their videos are killing it. 13 million, 12 million, 10 million, 9.7 million. So this is their YouTube channel. Seems like they're doing big things. Tens of thousands of followers on their social media between Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram accounts. So let's go through expansion of the Call Sam brand. So it seems like the brand is expanded outside of the state of Michigan. Although Sam Bernstein Law has its roots in Michigan, where it has long been a household name, the firm reputation also extends to nearby states, including New York. Mind you, they're saying including New York because Sam McGuire, she started a law firm in New York. Sam Bernstein Law brand also extends beyond the reach of Michigan borders to those in the Great Lakes states. Each year, more than 100,000 Michigan residents move to other states, including New York. Okay, New York is further home to 25,000 University of Michigan alumni and nearly 10,000 alumni of Michigan State University. Similarly, fans of Detroit major sports teams, many of who know the Call Sam mark for the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, live in these different states, including New York. In addition, untold numbers of New Yorkers visit Michigan every year. So essentially, Sam Bernstein, I'm kind of reading through you guys for the newcomers. They're suing a New York law firm. Again, if you're watching this from New York, from Michigan, you've heard of the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. They're suing a New York law firm that just opened up last August of 2024 for trademark infringement for using the Call Sam trademarks. So Sam Bernstein Law reputation in his home state helps to ensure that visitors from other states will turn to the firm when injured in Michigan. So if you're injured in Michigan or if you're injured in New York, Ohio, that's part of the whole branding. Let me call my boy Sam Bernstein and his law firm because I know they're going to get me right because I'm a Michigan resident, even though I got into an accident in Ohio and Illinois and New York. Let me call this particular law firm that I know for misbranding that it did over the course of the years, Call Sam. That's how trademarks work. So, I guess I like what they're doing, even though I think that kind of maybe some of the arguments are stronger than others. So let's go to the defendants infringing use of the Call Sam mark. Upon information or belief, Better Call Sam. See, Better Call Sam, that's trademark infringement in my opinion all day with Call Sam. The law office of Samantha McGuire was founded in New York last August by Samantha McGuire. Although defendant purport to offer a range of legal services, the defendant's law firm website most prominently advertises reputation and personal injury. Defendants began promoting. So this is your girl, Better Call Sam. Welcome to Better Call Sam, the law office of Samantha McGuire. As a holistic attorney, I believe in fighting passionately for my clients, ensuring that every case gets the attention it deserves. Whether you're facing criminal charge, so she's practicing criminal law, or need legal guidance, I am here to provide zealous representation and walk you through every step of the way. Reach out to me today, and I will provide you and your family with dedicated, personalized legal support. Remember, when you're in a jam, you better call Sam. See, I don't think that. Remember, when you're in the jam, you better call Sam. If they would have trademarked that, I think they're fine. But this Better Call Sam, you're going to get hit trademark infringement all day. So this is seems like her Facebook page. Seems like she's pretty young as well. The infringing trademarks are central to the firm's public profile and marketing strategy. Most notably, the defendant's law firm names prominently features are the Better Call Sam slogan, which incorporates Sam Bernstein's Call Sam mark in its entirety. Yeah, I think that Better Call Sam, that's going to be tough for you. You're going to get hit with trademark infringement all day. This again is the slogan or the logo, the law office of Samantha McGuire, New York law firm. Again, this is her again, Better Call Sam with the hashtag. Seems like she's going to publish a blog under the name Better Call Sam, name and branding, available at bettercallsam.net. Look, she couldn't even use bettercallsam.com because it was already taken, so she had to use bettercallsam.net. And she seemed like she don't. Let's read this Facebook post. Welcome to all my website. It's not yet published, but it will be soon, and I'll let you know when it goes live. On my page, I'll be posting some legal articles discussing how legal issues, providing live commentary on televised trials, and then some tips if you get caught up in certain legal quandaries. Also, I'm starting a YouTube channel where I discuss the current fuckery in our crumbling justice system. I think it'll be fun. So fuck it. I'm going to give it a whirl. Hey, seems like she's definitely a little bit more liberal. That's funny. Defendants have made similarly prominent uses of the Better Call Sam mark on the defendant's law firm Facebook page. Let's check that out. This is a Facebook page. She got almost a couple hundred followers. This is like a business card. If you're in a jam, you better call Sam. That Better Call Sam, I think that is trademark infringement all day. But I don't know. If you're in a jam, you better call Sam. I don't think that's trademark infringement, in my opinion. Again, for those of you who just kind of joining us, let me know in the chat. Do you think that if you're in a jam, you better call Sam? Are you going to get confused with Call Sam? Sam Bernstein has a trademark for Call Sam, which again, that's why they're suing this lady, Samantha, who's a lawyer out of New York. But I don't think that if you're in a jam, you better call Sam. I don't think that's trademark infringement, in my opinion. But that Better Call Sam, that's trademark infringement all day, at least from my standpoint. Defendants mark infringe Sam Bernstein's law Call Sam mark in its harm. Okay, let's see here. Seems like some people have been getting confused. As noted above, Sam Bernstein law acknowledges that other lawyers named Sam may use the name descriptively in connection with the business, but not in a trademark sense. For example, Sam Bernstein law would have no objection to defendant's use of the name law office of Samantha McGuire or other slogans such as Better Contact Sam, as long as they do not include the Call Sam mark. Sam Bernstein law similarly has no objection to defendants' use of the phrase Call Sam when used descriptively in a good faith. Defendants may not, however, adopt trademarks that infringe others that's similar to them. One way that defendants can avoid infringement is by conducting a trademark. I told you guys, you need to do this trademark search. I just said that. One way that defendants can avoid infringement is by conducting a trademark search, determine whether proposed marks might infringe prior trademark rights. Had defendant conducted a trademark search, they surely would have been on actual notice of essentially the Call Sam trademark before adopting the Better Call Sam slogan. To be honest with you, I think that Sam Bernstein I think their big issue is with this Better Call Sam mark. If you had that Better Call Sam, if you were in a jam, I think they would have been okay with that. But this Better Call Sam, they weren't letting that fly. Regardless, defendants are deemed to be on constructive notice of those marks by virtue of the marks having been registered before the defendant's use of them. Let's go on. In any event, because Sam Bernstein Law contacted defendant Marguerite as soon as after she began using the infringing trademarks in an effort to resolve the dispute amicably, defendants were almost certainly on notice. Let's move down here. We're almost finished with it. Defendants' adoption and use of the infringing marks, even if innocent without knowledge, constitutes infringement. They are using the confusingly similar marks in connection with identical legal services where Sam Bernstein Law is known for and others offers his legal services. This use is likely to confuse potential personal injury clients into believing that defendants are part of Sam Bernstein Law or are the representatives of Sam Bernstein Law in New York. This confusion is particularly likely in the market for personal injury legal services. Individuals seek representation in personal injury lawsuits are ordinary people in difficult circumstances who may be hiring a lawyer for the first time. I would agree with that. Person familiar with the Call Sam brand would likely be relieved to see the familiar Call Sam mark, which searching for a lawyer outside of the state of Michigan. I probably agree with that as well. Let's see if we got some. Okay, we're finishing up here. We're not going to do the counts. Defendant's infringement stands to harm the Call Sam brand by placing the reputation of the Sam Bernstein Law in the hands of another law firm that it cannot control. Okay, yep. So that's pretty much it, man. So what do you guys think? We're going to finish up here. What do you guys think? I think it's some good learning lessons from this one. Before you adopt a mark, I know we all want to start our businesses. And to the extent that you're starting a business, I think you need a slogan that's a catchy slogan that's going to get people to kind of call you and kind of check you out. But before you adopt that logo, before you adopt that slogan, before you adopt that word, do a trademark search. Just go to Google, type in TESS. It's going to be the trademark, the United States Patent Trademark database that pops up. Click on it, type in a name, type in a slogan that you're looking to use. And to the extent that it's already used, you probably want to think twice about using it, or maybe call an attorney. That's even better, to call an attorney and say, hey, I'm thinking about using this mark. I've seen this other mark is registered. What do you think about my chances of getting sued? Because I think the Better Call Sam Bernstein, they have an issue with that. But if you're in a jam called Sam, I don't think that's trademark infringement. Yeah, it's similar. I don't think it's confusingly similar. I don't think somebody looking at that, if you're in a jam called Sam, they're going to think of or get confused and thinking that's Sam Bernstein Law for office. That's my take as a 10-year intellectual property attorney. But let me know what you guys think in the chat, in the comment section. But again, hopefully this illustration underscores some valuable lessons that you guys can take with you. I thought this was a fun one because Sam Bernstein, to the extent that you're in the Detroit metro area, you see these billboards left and right, the 100 Call Sam, the Michigan First Family of Law. You see the billboards with Barry Sanders, Kirk Gibson. You see the commercials. Apparently they have Super Bowl ads. And I thought this was a good one to kind of talk through because, hey, you think of this, these trademarks as being applicable to your corporations, such as the McDonald's, such as the Nikes, such as the Chanel's, the Sheins, but these are also applicable to legal services to law firms, and they're going to also protect their trademarks. You actually have to protect your trademark, or you can lose it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you enjoyed all the other topics that we talked about. Look at, man, we're on the roll with these lives, kind of hitting you back to back. I'm interested to see what comes out next week in terms of the Shark Tank stuff, in terms of the current events, in terms of what kind of lawsuit that I'm going to talk about next week. Again, hey, let's try to kind of participate in the chat, kind of ask questions, man. I'm here. My billable rate is almost $400 an hour. So, to get a chance to be able to ask an attorney, some questions that you may have, whether it's patents, trademarks, trade secrets, copyrights, essentially for free. This is a good chance that you probably need to take advantage of. So, please don't be scared or shy, or feel free to type your question or leave a comment in the chat based on some of the stories that we talked about. I'll see you guys next week on Everything Intellectual Property. Go check out that copyright live that I did of me filing my copyright in real time to kind of see what you need to get. Don't end up like your boy George Clinton having to file $100 million lawsuit against your former business partner 30 years later because he's been taking advantage of you left and right. And to the extent that somebody has 5 record companies that is eating off of you, at least in my opinion, you need to run. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one tonight, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.